Guitarists living among us. What do they want? Well, I'm not really sure, and I don't think they know either. Happy Suckless, guys. It's another Suckless video. Hello, my name is Rick, and I'm here for Steve's Magical Musical Emporium. And today, we're going to continue the top 5 or 5-note series thing of what you need to know at the gig. And this one's focused on guitar players and bass players. Now, I have been told by Chris to point here so that you can look at the last video or another video. I don't know. He started editing things, and he's editing these after I film them, and we're in completely different provinces, so I don't really have any say on what he does, so this should be an interesting paradigm. All right, so anyway, back to the point. Guitar players, I have notes. I wrote myself notes. Guitar players, what do you need to know at the gig, and what are common mistakes? Some of these I can't believe I have to say, but here we go. Number 1. Okay, all right. By the way, it's been brought to my attention that I say okay too much. And Chris is going to do a smash cut of every okay I've ever okayed. And I would like to point out that while it is a verbal tick, I'm mostly doing it so I don't swear, because I have a mouth like a sailor. So, your move, Chris. Okayed. So you got a dead amp, right? You get on stage and you're not getting anything. All right. First thing you need to do is pick an end of your signal and then chase the problem from there. So I usually start with the speaker cabinet and I check the speaker cables, work my way through the amp, through the pedals, and to the guitar. It's almost always something dumb. Like standby switch, your volume's off, or like a connection's loose, like one of the little cables that you use to go between pedals has come slightly out. However, turn your amp down first because it's going to make a lot of noise. Drop the volume, all right? Then figure it out. We'll go from there. Okay, great. Now I'm obsessed with it. Playing too loud. Now, what this means is this is not your jam space. This is a gig. It's a different room. Start low, come up. You'll probably end up playing louder that way because the sound person will like you, but you're gonna match to the drummer essentially for on-stage volumes. This is not your jam space. It's gonna sound completely different, which is something I'll get to next. Backup strings and a backup instrument. I can't believe some of you don't bring a backup instrument. If you don't have one, we're not all made of money, at least bring backup strings. Or learn how to play while you're missing a string, because that's gonna happen. You get into it, you're gonna break stuff. So keep a guitar or a bass in reserve, even if you have 2 guitar players in your band and there's 1 backup guitar. That is way better than none, because nobody wants to watch you change strings. All right. Oh, check your rig. This is important. I opened for Corrosion of Conformity with my band at the time, Old Time Moonshine. And because somebody didn't check their rig, I ended up spending an entire song playing bass with one hand while holding the speaker jack into the back of a cabinet, trying to get it to work so that Bill, the other guitar player, could actually make noise. It was horribly embarrassing. I laughed it off at the time, but it sucked, because somebody didn't check the little nut that holds the socket in, right? And this stuff happens all the time. Go around your amp, go around your pedals, make sure all the little connectors are good. I know a lot of people are like, well, you know, I go to jam and I like to smoke weed and I like to drink. That's great, okay? But every once in a while, check your shit, all right? Especially if other people are gonna be using it. Because the last thing you want is to have a completely rogue problem out of the blue, and going in and out of venues and your jam spaces when those little nuts shake loose. So always check that stuff, at least once a month, all right? Just, you know. And what was the last one? Power chords. Not power chords. Power chords, extension chords. You need to have at least a couple of these, preferably in the bag. Have fun editing that, Chris. Where you need to be able to run your entire rig off the amount of cables you have, all right? That means, like, you never know. Some venues you get there and there's power right at the front of the stage and at the back of the stage, and it's amazing, right? Like Coalition was great for that, even though they unfortunately closed down. Opera House is great for that. Lots of bars are great for that. Most bars aren't. So you need to have power bars, preferably something with surge protection, just to be safe, because nobody wants their shit blown up. But you need to be able to run your rig from wherever the power is. So there's no such thing as too much power or too many power cables. And that's about it. That's the guitar player and bass player version of stuff you need to know that nobody tells you that you need to know that nobody tells you. Thanks for listening, guys. I think we're going to do drummers next week, just because it's fun to make fun of drummers because it's easy. It's like low-hanging fruit. And as a drummer primarily, I don't know, I enjoy that kind of thing. It's the bar set's so low it's easy to jump. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully the new phone this comes out better. And yeah, I'll see you next week. You'll see me next. I don't see you. You'll see me. Suck less.